Hello, Star Wars unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, with not one, not two, but three auction wins. Or I should say, some auction wins, some online claim sales, and things of that nature. Again, these are things that I'm piecemealing for lots of different reasonings. Some are, I think, the lighter they are. This one I'm laughing at. Because this one is so tiny. I can't believe they actually wasted money on a box. They probably could have, we all could have saved a little shipping if they simply put it in an envelope. Like taking this and actually put it in an envelope. You can do that. If you have a padded envelope, it'd be better, but you could send it out in a regular envelope, just like this. Because look how big, look, that's it. That's all that's in there. It's the most tiniest little thing. This is a Leia Hoth micro collection figure. Why did I ask for one figure? Very simple. Because I purchased a few auctions, a few items from, I actually have two Hoth playset pieces, sets that are complete except for one figure. This is one of them. There's Leia, and it'll go in one of them, so I can put that out. Actually, one of them's going to go out and resell. One of them I'm actually going to keep in my collection because I needed a Leia myself. So this one is also, I think this one might be, oh wow, this is a really good packing job. Mike Massey, someone who's actually, I believe I have had him, I've been in his store, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, Mike, give me a shout out on the channel, so, because I think you watch, but I've never really, I know it's been a while since I've been in the shop, but I've purchased a few things on his, I don't know if it's eBay stores or what have you. Yeah, this was more claim sale-y, but it was, again, this is for my collection. This is some oddball stuff. These are Return of the Jedi. They came up with all sorts of weird stuff for Return of the Jedi. I love it. This is Return of the Jedi change purses. For you kids who don't know what the change purse is, this is basically a little piece of plastic that was either oval or circular, and you kind of squeezed it, and you could, like that, and you can put your change in there, and you could just kind of stick it in your pocket, so whenever you need a change, you could just do that. And if you put, they kind of convex, or concave, but when you put some stuff in and it pushes out a little bit, it's easier to grab. So we have Wicket, we have R2, we have another Ewok, and we have Jabba the Hutt. So yeah, oddball stuff. But again, like I said, some of these are just for the collection. Some of these are things that I'm going to flip. But in the case of change purses, they'll go in the weird and unusual section of the collection. And then lastly, once again, Star Wars Daddy has delivered literally with another set of auction wins. I can't help myself. I have purchased stuff on his channel, and and I'm trying to remember this. This one might have been more from a live YouTube sale that he did a week ago from the time of this recording. And by the way, these are all out of whack when it comes to when these things are airing. So yeah, I think this is a little bit of a lot of different things. Yeah, this is mostly from. I did ask for some accessories. I reached out to him about a few accessories, which are all these. These are all originals accessories, and we worked out a deal for a bunch of these. I have figures that are in need of these. I'm actually going to put them over here. Yeah, I'm going to put them over here for now, but I have to kind of go through and kind of align with all the other stuff that I have. Okay, and then, yeah, again, like it always is with Star Wars Daddy. By the way, Star Wars Daddy, for those who don't know, I've been mentioning him almost on every episode. He runs a YouTube channel and an eBay store, Star Wars Daddy, and he is devoted to vintage Star Wars collecting and selling. And he actually does sales every week, Sundays. Just look for Star Wars Daddy on eBay, and he has very reasonable prices, I think. For he lists things at very reasonable starts, and the bidding goes up, and it can be very competitive. And I've purchased quite a few things from him over the last almost 6 months, you know, or maybe 5 months, 4 months. And basically, it's been every week that I purchase at least something from him. Mainly for, you know, as I said, 3 things. A lot of it just to put little stuff in my collection. Some of it is putting in stuff for to resell in my own, you know, my own sales and stuff. And some of it is just to have in my collection to use on just for display and maybe to restore or to customize, that kind of thing. So he always has a great thing. He basically buys lots of items, literal lots of items, and then puts them out there. And I love to get some of the hodgepodge stuff from him. So we got a couple of figures here that I'll share with you right here. Okay, we got, and again, I'll go through these a little bit at a time and then decide. We have a Power Droid. This is a Power Droid without any antenna, so I probably end up just putting him, you know, maybe with the Sandcrawler or something. And then I have a whole pile of, like, you know, figures to do stuff with. We got an Death Squad Commander. And I think there's been a couple. Oh, there's another Power. Yeah, there was a couple of twofers. Yeah, there's another one. This is another Power Droid. Okay. And we got a couple of Ponda Babas or Walrus Men figures here. All right, we got a couple of different ones. There's one that's pink and one is white. I mean, they're decent. You know, these are the kinds that you kind of put on for like very little money, like maybe $10 for the 2. So I just kind of picked them up. Maybe I'll resell, maybe I'll keep them and put them up and display. Got a Nikchu here, right? And we also have a Leia. Just a good Leia, just needs a cape. And again, these are some things that I might want to put out for, like I said, I have the reason I picked the Leia out is that I have my holiday special diorama that I used one of the Cantina bases that Star Wars Daddy sold me. I painted that and I put that in. It should be in another video. You can check it out. And I'm gonna put Leia. I'm gonna get a Leia and a Luke and a Han and a Chewie and get them all in there. I think I already have Chewie in there, so I just have to get the rest of the main cast. And then this was one from the actual auction wins, and that is an Imperial officer, complete with a blaster. There he is, and got his blaster. So this will probably be a resale, so I'll put him back out in my box for reselling, and we'll go from there. Cool. We also have some cool thing now. I'm going to end this video with this. We have a 140-piece jigsaw puzzle. I like the 140-piece jigsaw puzzles. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't take that long to do a 140-piece jigsaw puzzle. You see a 500-piece or a 1,000-piece, it takes forever. So he had not 1, not 2. Full disclosure, he said he wasn't sure if they were all complete. He thought they were. So it's, you know, I'm not some kind of person that goes, I can't put like, this one's complete, this one's 1 piece short. I can't do that. So I'll put them together, and if they're complete, great. And if they're not complete, you know, it wasn't too much money for them, so that's fine. Another item he had was a Play-Doh Jabba the Hutt playset box. Just the box, it's empty. But again, I love my boxes. I love my vintage. Love for the vintage. It's a great box. It's but there's literally no Play-Doh. Well, obviously, Play-Doh would not be good unless it was sealed in a plastic container. It would not be in good shape, and even then, I don't want to keep that around. But I do like this, and I'm looking at it, and I see a few things in here. It's basically all it is really is the base, which is just this plastic like vinyl base, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 molds and then the little skiff. So I might try to see if I can track those things down and complete this. Otherwise, just it's cool to have in a display. So, and then the very last, yeah, he was asking about this, and I know he watches the channel, so I didn't want to get into a big to-do on the chat in his video, so I'll just answer it in here. This was a really cool concept that MPC brought out in the 80s. Okay, I think it was 84, I think. These were snapped together. I think they were snapped together, or were they just, or maybe not. They might have been glued. But they were model kits, right? But they came with a little bit of a wind-up feature so that you could literally wind the thing up and they would walk. I have this complete, So what I'm probably going to just end up doing is leaving this in the box and putting my complete one next to it. It is kind of odd. It has the same technology as the old wind-up toys that you would do with the feet that would walk. I know Disney sold a lot of them back in the day, but yeah, this was something that was pretty cool. So I'm glad to have one of these K&K toys. Excuse me, $4.99 originally. There was also an AT-AT and an AT-ST, but I think I had all three, but I got rid of the other two. They didn't work as well. The 3PO actually one worked the one. The only thing is that it had these bases that like it wouldn't walk on its own because the feet were too small, but it had these little like U-shaped brackets that would kind of do this, and that would help a thing. The only problem is you couldn't, the brackets wouldn't stay on. So I don't think I'm going to put it together. I'm going to just kind of take it out. All right, so that'll do it for this episode. I am, as I said, going to check to see if these puzzles work. I will put one together now. If I can get both of them together, I will do that. So let me do that right now, but I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you again to the Star Wars Daddy. Go check out his channel. Go check out his eBay store. He does some cool stuff. We will see you in the next video. Until then, you can check me out on Instagram and Bluesky. Unboxing page, my Star Wars Darth Tuba Star Wars unboxing page on Facebook. Leave comments, communicate. Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, may the Force and the toys and the models and the Play-Doh boxes with stuff in it or not and the puzzles be with you.